Hello, online crew, and welcome to today's broadcast, because today's broadcast is the last time you're going to see me for a little bit. So I'll explain that in a moment, what I'm up to and what's happening. But how is everyone? Did you have an amazing Easter? If you had some time with family, celebrating in any way, let me know. I would love to know if you had a great weekend. What I'm going to share with you today is three main things. One of those is I really want to talk about a skill that it has such an impact on my life and the way I lead my life and reducing stress levels and letting go of crap, that I really wanted to share it with you because it's come up 3 times for me in the last 7 days. So I want to share with you what I do and how it really helps me, because I really think it could help you too. So I want to share that with you today. Some of you may be used to the fact that my first live video of the week is a video where I talk about something to do with giving you courage to be a better person, be a better version of yourself, and, just strive to improve so you can have an amazing business, because you can't have an amazing business unless you're amazing yourself. Okay, so that's what I talk about at the beginning of every week. Now, this week is a little bit different because I'm going away in about 30 minutes. So I'll share that with you in a minute. But I wanted to share that skill with you, so stay with me on this video. I've got things dinging. Hang on, bear with me. Just switch that off. I want to give you some updates for those who's doing the free 21-day Reels challenge. Let me know in the comments if you're participating in our free 21-day Reels challenge. If you're not, it's not too late to register. You could still catch up on the training videos because day 1 of the official 21 days actually starts today. So you just got to catch up on the training videos, and then you're going to do Reels every day for the next 21 days. Okay, so there's still time for people to catch up. I have put the registration link above in the description. If you're watching from Facebook or in my group, if you're watching from Instagram or YouTube, just go to helenmartinonline.com/Reels challenge. Spit it out, Helen. Too much fun over Easter. Then that's how you can register, and that'll get you into the group. It'll get you all the training. It'll get you all the emails, all the rest of it. So lots of people. Yes, I am. Okay, so before I get into it, I'm just going to say hello to a few people. If your name says Facebook user, it means you're watching from my group, and you just need to click the StreamYard link at the bottom of the description of my live so I can see who you are. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Beth. Great to see you here. Hope you have an amazing holiday. We appreciate all you do for us. You deserve a wonderful break. Thank you, Merla. So I'll share with you what I'm up to in a moment, guys. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Olive. I appreciate that. Hope you have an amazing holiday weekend. Thank you. Have an amazing, awesome holiday, and thanks for everything. So Joanne's in the Reels Challenge. Facebook user is in the Reels Challenge. Tom is in. Beth is in. Katrina, I'm doing the challenge. Awesome. I'm doing the Reels Challenge. Yeah, I have my first one in draft. Awesome. Me, thank you a million, Helen. My pleasure. Hello, Sandra. How are you? We've got Stephanie. We got Faye. Yes, I am ready. Okay. So just let me recap the Reels Challenge first. Everything you need, and if you're watching from Instagram or YouTube or somewhere else, you need to find your way into my free group, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. And you need to go to Guide 19. So I've pinned all the training videos to Guide 19. So you just get into the group, you go to the guides, you scroll down to the bottom to Guide 19, and all 5 training videos that I released for you over the weekend, they're all there. So if you need help with hashtags, that's video 5. If you need strategy around, okay, how do I turn Helen's real ideas into my own ideas? That's whatever number video that was, maybe 4. I think video, I'm not even going to quote videos, I've forgotten, but how to repurpose an Instagram reel into a Facebook reel. Like, I've got all the training there for you, and it's all sitting in order in Guide 19 in my free social media Facebook group. So go there. Every day from today, the template reel is going to be posted in the social media group and pinned to Guide 19. So you can go back to Guide 19 or just scroll the feed. But if you can't find what you're looking for, then go to guide 19 and have a look there. If you get lost at all, then tag Beth Frederick or Laurie Endress in the free group, because they're our online crew concierge team. So they're here to look after you and help you find stuff if you can't find anything. So tag Beth Frederick or Laurie Endress in the free group and they'll be able to help you. Okay. And when you've done your reel for the day, I want you to go back into the social media group where it says template for day 1 and put your link to your reel under day 1. And then day 2, do the same. Day 3, do the same. You're going to get so many creative ideas from each other that you could actually use the same audio track for different themed reels by looking at everybody else's ideas and seeing what they come up with. You might do a reel that's using a track for a business theme, and you see someone post theirs underneath that's a product theme, and it might be, oh, that's a really good idea. I'm going to use that track again in a couple of weeks' time and do that one. Okay, you're going to really help each other and support each other and follow each other on Instagram and Facebook and share all the love. Okay, so you will see me go very quiet on my business page, very quiet on Instagram, very quiet on YouTube for the next basically 2 weeks, because all this is happening in the social media group, Facebook group. Okay, so that's where you want to be hanging out for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so just before I get into the skill that I want to talk to you about today, I just want to tell you guys what's going on for the next couple of weeks. You're going to get a bit of a break from me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you're not going to see my face most days like you normally do, because today, in less than 30 minutes, Paul is whisking me away for 2 nights. I don't know where we're going, other than he did say it's almost a 4-hour drive. So that I didn't know until this morning. So we're about to jump in the car and go somewhere for almost 4 hours till we get to our destination. So I'll share photos with you as to where we are, but I'm not going live. So we're going to have a couple of days, because tomorrow is my 50th birthday. So I know you all think I look 21, but tomorrow, so I've got all these people on Facebook wishing me a happy birthday because we celebrated with family and a few friends out at the farm on the weekend, and everybody thinks it's my birthday now. And it's like, it's not my birthday. Stop wishing me happy birthday. It's tomorrow. So yeah. And then when we get back from that, we unpack, repack. We've got like less than 12 hours before we have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to then catch a flight to go to a different state in Australia with another family. I've hired a beautiful house in a place called Queensland. Some of you might know it. It's got a tennis court and an infinity pool overlooking the river, with another family, like friends of ours, and we're going away for almost a week. So I'm celebrating my 50th 3 times over. So once we started the celebrations on Easter, I'm being taken away for a couple of days now. And then when we get back, we turn around the next day and we fly out to go to Queensland. So it's pretty cool celebrations for a special birthday. So thank you to those of you that have already wished me happy birthday early by accident. But I'm not going live on my regular schedule, but everything else is normal. Clubhouse is normal. Clubhouse is happening tomorrow. They're talking about tools and strategies and things to keep you super organized and working smarter and not harder. So turn up for that. The coaching community training, we're doing special reels training for you guys still over the next 3 weeks. So you want to be inside the coaching community. And coaching community members, a video went up for you guys 2 hours ago in the coaching community just for you guys on how to batch reels, and I've given you all 21 days templates in advance. So if you haven't seen that, coaching community members, go into the coaching community Facebook group and go and watch that video and download all 21 days. So if you want to batch record them in advance, you can. You're welcome. So yeah, coaching community members, we've got more reels training for you this week. cool apps to help your reels stand out from the crowd next week, an advanced reels feature the week after. So we've got some amazing training for those of you in the coaching community. And don't forget, those of you that are participating in the Reels Challenge, I've got a free offer for you guys to join the coaching community while the Reels Challenge is on. So don't waste that opportunity. Okay, so I think we've got it all sorted for the Reels Challenge. You all know what's going on, hopefully. There is a questions post in Guide 19 for the Reels Challenge. Put your questions in the questions post for the Reels Challenge, okay? So hopefully you'll get all your questions answered there. Okay, and thank you for the birthday wishes for tomorrow. Don't look over day over 21. Thanks, Beth. Happy 50th for tomorrow. Thank you, Katrina. Enjoy your special day. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ooh, awesome. Okay, coaching community members are happy too. Awesome. So, and you'll be emailed every day. If you registered for the Reels Challenge, you will be emailed every single day with that day's template as well. Okay, so we're looking after you to all get organized. Now, the training that I want to share with you today about the skill. This is something that I've learned to do. And those of you that work closely with me will know this skill, and they practice it too. And I've seen people grow incredibly with this skill. And this is what's happened in sort of my world in the last week. You all know that life never really runs smoothly. There's always stuff that comes up, no matter how much personal development you do, no matter how amazing or positive you are, there's always going to be things that are thrown in your face that are circumstances of a situation maybe beyond your control. Would that be fair to say that, there's always something that comes at you that you didn't expect, or someone says something that upsets you, or does something or doesn't do something that you thought they would do, those kind of things? Like, things always happen. It's not what happens that is important. It's how we react to it. Now, here's the skill that I'm talking about. That stuff is always going to happen. How you react in itself is the skill. It's not what I'm really highlighting here, but that in itself is a skill, is how you react. So most people, when things happen that upset them or something comes out of the blue, you'll do something like get mad or get a little bit angry, get super pissed off. All of the above has happened to me in the last week. You'll react in a certain way. And that's okay, because you need to, well, it depends how badly you react. If you fly off the handle and, argue with people and stuff like that, it's probably not the best way to handle it, but you're going to react in some way. So firstly, you got to sort of calm yourself down, obviously. But here's the kicker. How long are you holding on to whatever the issue is? And this is what I really highly encourage you to practice, because it will reduce your stress levels. It'll help you have better relationships, and you'll be able to have a much happier and less stressful life. Because here's what most people do when things go wrong. You hang on to them for far too long. Many of you, if you've been around me for a while, I quote from John Maxwell. I heard him speak on stage, and then bought his book that he was speaking about on stage called Intentional Living. And in that book, he says, don't hang on to anything any more than 24 hours. If you do, you're choosing to sit in your own crap and your own negativity, and it only makes you more overwhelmed or stressed or unhappy, and then that rubs off on other people. So I'm sharing this with you because this has hit me smack bang in the face 3 times in the last 7 days. So things have happened beyond my control, and they've either really upset me. One of those was actually with Paul and I. Really upset me, like tears, the works, and whatever. And another one was a business one. Accidentally somebody annoyed me with something they said that they shouldn't have, and like these things come up. And another one with my son. And I do have initial reactions, and that could be tears. It could be being pissed off. It could be, angry. It could be, whatever it is. You're always going to go through that. But here's what you want to learn to do. And this is what I've learned to do really quickly now. Like, I can pivot sometimes within an hour. So it's like, oh, that's so frustrating and this and that and whatever, and you deal with it and whatever, and then you move on within an hour. Family situations, like, do you have tiffs with your partner or even your kids? I did with this Ollie with just yesterday, and I yelled at him. And then afterwards, I thought, you really didn't handle that very well. Because what happens when you yell at kids? Just yell back. And I know better. And so I dealt with that differently really, really quickly. And within an hour, we were laughing and hugging and it was all over. Okay, this is what you want to learn to do with your life. Those that work closely with me know that this is something we talk about a lot. And I know there's some of you that are still hanging on to stuff that you shouldn't be, whether it's a family member or a business, partner or somebody in your team or whatever it is. There's issues that you're still hanging on to with people. Communication is everything. Everything. So if you are still pissed off by somebody or upset by a situation or whatever, you got to take responsibility for that, because no one is making you pissed off but yourself. No one's making you angry but yourself. Do you get where I'm coming from? So we've got to take responsibility for our own feelings. And where my brain goes very quickly is from, okay, there's a reaction, but what's the solution? I immediately go into, after the initial reaction, what's the solution here? I need to have a proper conversation. I need to go and apologize. I need to raise this so the person knows. I need to address that because that was wrong, or I did the wrong thing, or I said the wrong thing. I need to back that up and make it okay. Depending on what the situation is, I don't read into any of that. But you have to be the bigger person, because sometimes other people can't be. Sometimes other people can't communicate very well and they've never been taught to. So don't make that okay by continuing on holding on to issues. Be the bigger person and be the communicator and come up with a solution. It's like, okay, this is not ideal, but this is what happened and this is what I'm going to do. Move on. Or this is the conversation I need to have the conversation, make sure it's all out in the open and you've got a sort of some kind of resolution. And do you know how freeing it is when you can move through stuff like that within hours rather than days? How many of you had an argument with a partner and not spoken to each other for days? Like, hopefully that's not you. I've done it in the past, where you go into the quiet sort of pissed off zone with each other and you just walk around the house and not talk to each other. Like, I used to do things like that because Paul's not a very good communicator. His family never really talked about deep and meaningful stuff. I don't know if you've got people like that in your life, but some people just don't know how to communicate very well. And that's not necessarily his fault. It was just the way he was brought up. So I'm generally the one in our relationship that will have to trigger the conversations. But I take that on because I want to resolve things quickly. Does this all make sense, guys? Is this helpful at all? Why I really want to mention this is because I have so much gratitude for myself in what I've learned to do with pivoting. And something may really annoy me and upset me and trigger me, but within an hour or two, I can shift out of it. Because I've like, okay, what's the solution? This is not ideal. What's the solution? How can I handle this? What's the best thing to do? Or maybe I'm not in the right mindset to come up with a solution right now. I just need to calm myself down and then I'll think of a solution. Like, whatever it is, whoever it is, whether it's in business or your life, your family, your kids, your husband, your wife, whoever it is, if this is a skill that you can learn to do, you're going to be much happier because you'll be able to let go of stuff a lot quicker. There is no benefit at all in sitting in issues or sitting in confusion or sitting in something where you think something and it's not that at all. And it's not until you have a conversation that you actually work out where somebody else was thinking or why they did something or didn't do something. But until you actually talk about it, you never really get to that resolution. And it's like, I wish I dealt with this ages ago. I had a girlfriend, get this, I had a girlfriend of mine that had a massive issue with me about something that I had no idea. She hung on to it for years. I had no idea there was an issue. She didn't come to my wedding because of it. I had no idea there was an issue until one day she wrote me a letter and it all came out and it was a total misunderstanding. And I got on the phone straight away and I said, "Oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe you think this, that, or whatever. Like, I'm so sorry that you thought this, whatever." And like for me, it was sort of over and done with and dealt with quite quickly. But she hung on to it for years. Don't do that. And, as she said to me, she said, "Oh, it's okay for you. You've just moved on, and it's okay. But I've been sitting with this for years, and I don't know if I can let go that quickly." And I felt like saying, "Well, why didn't you talk to me years ago and clear it up?" So if you've got issues with people, if there's something deep seated that's been going on for years, guys, just communicate and let it go. More to my point, what I'm sharing with you here is if when you learn to do this on your everyday life, with things that come up and don't go well, or you have a misunderstanding with somebody, deal with what you need to deal with the emotion, the upset, the tears, the anger, whatever it is, but then very quickly move into solution mode. And why I'm mentioning this to you in your personal life is because when you start practicing it in your personal life, you'll start to do it in business. Many of you will sit in your business crap for too long rather than finding solutions, taking action, and getting on with your business a lot faster. So a lot of you will worry about your business. A lot of you will think about your businesses. A lot of you will beat yourself up about your businesses. "Oh, I should have done this or I should have done that." It doesn't serve you at all as an individual, not only in life, but in your business. So when you can learn to actually, really quickly think, okay, this is the situation. This is not ideal. What can I do about it? And you go into solution mode and you start taking more action, or you do something differently, or you start planning your days better or whatever, you'll actually be more successful in your business faster. Does that make sense to you? So when you start practicing it in your life, you'll start practicing it in your business and you'll get success quicker because you won't sit in the struggle for as long as you've been sitting in the struggle. And some of you sit in the struggle in your business way too long before something really dramatic happens. And then you go, "No, I need to make a massive change. I need to do something differently." But it takes something like you really get into financial stress and it's really, really bad. "I've got to make my business work now." It shouldn't take extremes for us to take action. So if you can practice dealing with whatever you need to deal with, reevaluating, okay, what's the solution? What's the solution? What do I need to learn from this? And I've learned a couple of lessons myself in the last week because of these situations that I told you have come up. What do I need to learn from this and how do I fix it? Or how do I try to communicate so we have an understanding or something? And the stress just melts away, guys. It just melts away when you deal with stuff. So don't hang on to stuff. Don't get stuck in your businesses. Actually, turn from a problem, somebody who's immersed in their problems to somebody who's immersed in solutions. And you'll be far happier. You'll be less stressed because you'll be able to move through your crap really fast and you'll be able to get better results in your business. Okay? Does that all make sense to you guys? And this is the key word, Laurie. And Laurie knows this because I work closely with Laurie, pivoting. And they use that in their language now. Like, Beth and Laurie are in my online crew concierge team. It's a word we use constantly. Okay, I've got to pivot now. I've hung on to this long. I've been hungry long enough. I've got to pivot. Okay. I heard John Maxwell speak on stage too. Yeah, and he's the one that wrote about the 24-hour rule. So hang on to whatever emotion, cry, get angry, do what you need to do for 24 hours. But after that, you're really choosing to stay stuck. And that doesn't serve you at all. At all. It's just a waste of time and energy and potentially even like tears. Thank you for sharing this last tidbit. Lots of these last week from Barb. It's the crazy hormones, for crying out loud. I'm a 1972 hormonal baby. So that's when I was born too. I'm 1972. Hence why I'm turning 50 tomorrow. But yeah, and that's okay, Barb. Like roll with the things that you need to roll with. And if, ladies, if you're hormonal or whatever triggers the tears or whatever, whatever you're going through, that's life. It's just life. Things are always going to come up that you don't expect. That you just roll with that. But very quickly go, okay, this is not ideal. This is not what I thought I'd be dealing with right now. I've had my tears. Now what am I going to do to fix this? Because I don't want to sit in this. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to react like this. I don't want this tension. I don't want this problem. What can I do to move through it? Okay. Joanne, my husband is exactly like that. I find it hard to deal with many times. I've just learnt that Paul can't, so I need to. And if that doesn't make sense to you, we're just talking about communication, and Paul is not a good communicator because it's not how he was brought up with his family. It's not that his family didn't love each other. They all very much did. They just didn't really have deep and meaningful conversations or talk about really emotional things. So when you're brought up like that, it's hard to do that as an adult. And Paul's comment to me is, I don't want to upset you. And I'm like, I can't fix anything that you don't tell me that you're upset about. So I'd rather know than not know, because I can't fix anything I don't know that you're upset about. So I raise those conversations and I say, let's talk. And if I don't, then it just festers and then we don't talk. And you know how it goes. I don't know if any of you got partners like that, but I know I have to because he can't. Sometimes he tries, and that's all you can, ask of somebody. Thank you for these conversations. They are needed. They really are, Tonya, because the correlation between doing this in your personal life with your loved ones to actually how you deal with that in business is really, really important, because too many people get stuck in business and they don't become solution seekers. They just say, well, this doesn't work, or that doesn't work, or I'm too scared to do this. So it's like, okay, well, what's the solution around that? Beth, makes perfect sense. I had that today with something I was upset with, held on to it for way too long, moving forward to solutions. Fabulous, Beth. Love it. Thanks so much for being so real, Helen. My pleasure, Mela. Yes, move forward. Don't look back. Let it go. Speak your truth. Yeah. And, as I said to Paul last weekend, I said, communication is everything. Communication is everything. Well, you can solve anything when you communicate. Even if sometimes it's reaching out to somebody and say, look, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm not really sure. And I've done that with Paul, with other situations with other people. It's like, can I just get your perspective on this? Because he's so level-headed. And I'll say, look, this is what's happened. This is how I'm interpreting it. What do you think? And he'll go, oh, well, maybe blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, okay, you're probably right. Like sometimes just being, that's also another solution, getting the advice of somebody else as to, this is kind of what's happening. I'm kind of feeling really icky about this. What do you think? Somebody a bit neutral to the situation. So that can help as well. Whatever's going to work, just look for solutions instead of sitting in it yourself. Okay. So, I need to communicate more with myself. And you should, it's a good point, Beth, because you should hear me talk to myself. Like, it's like, okay, I know how I'm feeling. I'm upset and I need to pivot. I will say, my own brain will say that to myself. I need to pivot. I need to think of a solution and let this go. And I will talk myself through that. Like, what's the solution here? Okay, I need to talk to Paul, or I need to talk to Ollie, or, I need to send that message. I need to do this. Like, I will walk through my own brain with pivoting to make sure I don't sit in that. Okay, it's really important. So if that's what works, do that for yourselves. And I'm so grateful for having that skill now, because it helps me over and over and over again, because situations will always come up over and over and over again. So I really hope you listen to this message today and that you try that on, because it will serve you so well. Not only in your personal life and all your relationships, but in your businesses as well. Okay. So Remember, a couple of reminders. Clubhouse tomorrow, so make sure you go to helenmartinonline.com/events for all the details on what's coming up this week. The Club Link link is there for this week. Online crew coaching community members, the special Reels training, that link is there. Like everything you need, that's the link we update every Monday. So you've got the details for the coming week. And remember, things are going to go quiet here for the next almost couple of weeks while I'm celebrating my birthday, and I'm here, there, and everywhere. But I am going to share lots of photos. I will go live a couple of times. I'm just not announcing when I'm going to do that, because this is what I want you guys to know as well. When you're online a lot, it's okay to take a break. You guys know that I go live, every week, all the time. I want to show you guys as well that you can let go for special occasions, because it's not healthy to feel like you have to. You want to run your business and work hard to have time off to celebrate amazing things like your 50th. Does that make sense? And it's okay. So I'm going to enjoy my time away. I will be sharing, obviously, photos with you and going live whenever I go live. I'll show you the house in Queensland. I'll take photos of where we're going in the next couple of days, and I'll share my experience with you. It'll just be whenever it happens. Does that make sense? So I look forward, though. I'm never far away, obviously. I'm still looking at the groups and answering questions and stuff like that. It's not like I'm disappearing. I've got the wonderful Beth Frederick and Laurie Endress really sort of answering questions and helping out the team, and the crew here while I'm away. So there's still plenty of support for you guys, and I'll still be keeping an eye on things. And I really look forward to seeing all your reels for those of you that are in the Reels 21-day challenge. So make sure you're hanging out in the social media Facebook group, because that's where everything's happening every day with the templates for the reels. Okay. Joanne, thanks for this. Kent grew up with no communication. I've been working on this myself on how to get the conversation going. I agree, communication is key. And just finishing off, I need to learn the skill because I grew up in Japan and I didn't show my feelings very much when I grow up in a family and a community. Yeah, so our childhood plays a big part on, how we end up as adults with communication. So you have to work hard at it. Have a wonderful time away. Enjoy your time together. You so deserve it. Thank you. Thank you, Tonya. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, we've got to get on the road. So I'll let you know. I'm really curious as to where we're going to end up today. So I'll take photos when we get there before we mess everything up, and it's all nice and clean, and I'll share those with you probably tomorrow. Okay. So I won't be sort of live on my normal schedule. So it's not that I'm disappearing completely. I'm just enjoying some birthday time and, being away. So I really look forward to seeing you when I come live next. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye.